Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jessica Silver Sharp, and I'm Vice President of our AFT Union Local 1493 San Mateo Community College District. Like you, I am an adjunct faculty member. I'm currently a librarian at Kenyatta College and also at Skyline College. So today, in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of attending Flex Days in our district, including eligibility and instructions for submitting the forms that you need to get paid. And I'll also answer as I go all the most commonly voiced questions that I've received over several years. So the Flex Day landscape in our district is complicated. In addition to us, the adjunct faculty who attend and sometimes teach, it involves people like payroll specialists and division assistants working on the pay end of things. It includes HR issuing, rules and processes and instructions around getting paid. It includes professional development leaders who coordinate the actual programs and the registration. It includes deans signing timesheets. It includes academic senate leaders issuing reminders that include the types of activities we can participate in alternatively. And it also involves your AFT union reps, helping to support the processes that ensure that the provisions about Flex Day in our contract are followed so that you can attend and so that you can get paid. And so with all of these sort of hands in the pot, and not to mention some turnover in administrative leadership, you can imagine that the opportunities for misinformation about Flex Day are many. And for that reason and others, it's not uncommon for the timesheets that we submit to be initially denied. And so often for no fault of our own. And so when that happens, this is where your union campus chapter chairs can jump in and lend some support and help you get that figured out. And in the presentation, I have gone ahead and shared their contact information in case you need some support. So here we go. There's the button, I found it. So let's get started. So what are Flex Days? If you're not familiar, these are professional development days for faculty and classified professionals, and they take place throughout the year in a combination of in-person and remote sessions, your choice. And campuses are not closed on Flex Days, but teachers are not teaching that day, and students are generally not on campus either. You are not obligated to either teach or attend any sessions ever. If you do decide to present, though, you will not be paid for your prep time or your follow-up time, but that doesn't mean it isn't a good opportunity for your portfolio. And Flex Days details are in our contract, Article 7.11.2 on page 15. So Flex Days are listed on our district academic calendar, which you can find on the district SharePoint public downloads page. And district and college Flex Days each take place before the first day of the term. And then there's an additional college Flex Day in October and then again in March or April for a total of 6 Flex Days per year. All right, so by the terms of our contract, all adjuncts can participate and be paid to attend Flex Days for at least 5 hours on any given day. And this varies a bit. So when the Flex Day falls on your regular work day for instructional faculty, teachers, when the Flex Day is on the day of your regular teaching assignment, for example, on a Tuesday, you will be paid for your Flex Day time at the lecture or the lab rate up to the number of hours that you ordinarily work on Tuesday, but excluding your office hours. and any hours above that will be paid at the special rate. And then for our non-instructional faculty, nurses, librarians, counselors, FlexDay is always at the special rate unless you also teach for credit. In that case, if you taught for an hour, you would have 1 hour of FlexDay paid at your lecture rate and the rest at the special rate when the FlexDay falls on your regular teaching day. So when the flex day does not fall on your regular work day, for example, flex day is on Tuesday and you don't work Tuesdays, then 5 hours is the limit to the number of hours you can claim, and those will be paid at the special rate. So some of us do work more than 5 hours, especially if we work at more than one college or teach asynchronously. And so when flex day falls on your regular work day and that assignment is for more than 5 hours, then you can attend additional flex day sessions online or in person for up to the number of hours that you are assigned to work that day of the week. And there's the contract language below that guarantees that. And this provision, although the contract is written for teach, also applies to non-instructional faculty. And you can find all these rates of pay listed in our union contract, and that's Appendix B, salary schedules. So there's also an option to skip flex day and participate in what are called alternative flex activities. And the language in the contract says that you can, quote, participate in a college-approved flex day on an alternative day other than the college-designated flex day, and that you can receive regular pay for up to the normal student contact hours that you're scheduled to teach that day of the week. So this option applies to you only if the scheduled flex day takes place on the day of the week that you're usually assigned to work, or up to the number of hours you're usually assigned to work that day of the week, which may be less than 5 hours. However, all of the 6 scheduled flex days are eligible days for alternative flex, and these are usually scheduled on different days of the week to accommodate faculty's teaching schedules, teaching on different days of the week. So alternative flex is the option you would choose if maybe you teach off campus, perhaps dual enrollment, on a day, and you need to be at that school on a day when our district is holding flex day. So the way that alternative flex works, of course, you're wondering what activities qualify as alternative. And so there is an Academic Senate Flex Day memorandum, which is emailed to you every semester, which includes a pretty long list of alternative activities. And they include things like attending conferences, watching online webinars, and even attending division meetings in the cases where your division dean doesn't pay adjunct faculty to attend division meetings. That's pretty common in our district. So just as an example, if flex day falls on a Monday, you usually work 4 hours on Mondays, you could skip the flex day and attend or be paid for 4 hours of division meetings that you attend during the semester at whatever rate you usually earn on Mondays. And then you would turn in your flex activities timesheet at the end of the semester, listing the date of each of the division meetings that you attended and for how long those meetings ran. So our alternative activities are self-certified. That means you do not need to check with your dean to say, hey, can I do this or can I do that on your own time for your flex activities. You just need to follow the options detailed in the Senate memo. And if you're unsure, you can check in with your Senate president or with your AFT chapter chair. So many of us, since COVID especially, started teaching online asynchronously. And if that's the case for you, your semester assignment should list a day of the week that you work. Usually it could be Tuesday, it could be Thursday. And that is the day that you'll use to determine whether you qualify for alternative flex day, and for how many hours. So again, it may be more than 5. And again, you can ask your AFT chapter chair if you're feeling unsure. So finally, we have arrived at how to get paid. So for each flex day, you need to submit 2 different forms in order to be paid. So the SMCCD Flex Activity Reporting Form is emailed by the Academic Senate President each term on that Flex memo. It's page 2 of the Flex memo. And then the second form you need to fill out is called the adjunct OL faculty timesheet. And you want to email both completed forms to your division assistant by the last day of the semester every term. And so actually I misspoke a little bit. You can fill out these forms only once a semester and include multiple flex days on each of those forms. And so for the flex day activity reporting form, for each session, you're going to include the duration of the session that was listed on the FlexDay program. So if the FlexDay program is scheduled to run an hour and a half, and it only runs an hour and a quarter, you can still record an hour and a half. And then for the description of the activity, you're going to cut and paste the title of the session right into the form. And then you will sign the form, save it, submit it by email to your division assistant, and then do check your pay stub the following month to make sure you were paid. So here's what that form looks like. Your name at the top, your division name, the date of your first session, how long it lasted, what was it called. You just do it again and again and again. And at the bottom of this form, there's a place to sign your name before you submit it to your division assistant. And then the next form is the adjunct OL faculty timesheet. And let me go ahead and go to the next slide and read these instructions to you while you're reviewing that form. So and also just lastly, if you're new to the college, you'll want to check in with your division assistant because sometimes they will fill out most of the top part of the form for you, and in some cases they won't. So you just want to check in. If you're not sure about some of the information on the top of the form, your division assistant can also provide that to you, like your salary schedule, step grade, etc. So the mandatory boxes that you want to check are across the top under your college logo. Pick your college, and then next you'll type in the date that you're filling out the form, the name of your division, your name, of course, as the instructor, even if you're non-instructional, put your name there, and your G number. Those are the most important parts on the top. And then for the rows and columns, the date is for the session that you attended, and the time in hours goes under either lecture, lab, or special. And then in the comment, you can just write a really abbreviated title of the activity. And for instructional faculty, if the flex day was on a day of the week that you ordinarily work, then you'll put your flex hours under lecture or lab, such as 1.5. And then with any additional hours will go in the special rate column. And then for the non-instructional folks, you can put the hours in the special column, and then you can leave the CRN and the course columns blank. And then at the bottom, you will sign, don't worry about any account numbers, and pass it along to your division dean and dean for their signature. I like to give advice to turn in your forms as you go is best, rather than waiting to the end of the semester. There's no allowances if you miss the deadline, that's it, you don't get paid. So the deadline being the last day of the semester. So the benefit to turning in forms as you go, you'll get paid during the semester, you won't forget, check your pay stub, don't forget to make sure you got paid, and then your pay stub is available at WebSmart. And like I said, you can turn in forms more than once per semester if you prefer. So just recapping some of the most common questions so far. Do you have to attend Flex Day? No, you don't. Can your supervisor require you to teach or attend Flex Day? They cannot. Can you attend and be paid for Flex Days on more than one campus? Yes, you may. And do you need to turn in separate Flex Day forms for each of those campuses? Yes, in fact, you will. So I know that was a lot. And if you do have questions with your timesheet paperwork, those two forms we just reviewed, you'll want to ask your division assistant. If you're unsure about whether your alternative Flex Day activities are approved, you will want to ask your academic senate president or your AFT chapter chair. And if your timesheet is denied, don't worry. Your AFT chapter chairs can help, and I have listed them below. Camille Caslin, Beth La Rochelle, and Mick Song. And I wanted to just give a link for this video. It was great sharing with you today, and your union is here for you. Thank you very much.